Alright, let's do it. Let's hop in. We're there, we're ready to go. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Ephemeron, in the red, playing for Mouse Sports. It is the largest of Gabe's himself, HeroMarine. And his opponent in the upper left, in the blue, recently joining Team Liquid, it is Clem. You know, I gotta say, I've always said that Team Liquid is my favorite sports team. Not always, the past few years, since I got really into StarCraft, I've said Team Liquid is my favorite sports team. And I always felt like, oh, you know, I wish they were a little more active. Obviously, the players still play, but didn't quite feel like the team was as involved with the community. But since they're picking up Clem and Hearthstone, and everybody's kind of getting back into it, can rep me some Team Liquid again. Everybody won't necessarily think I'm just a League of Legends fan. God forbid. Looks like HeroMarine wants to go for double gas, so he's going to be getting that factory up. He's actually mining all of them, too. So he might be going for a straight 1-1-1. And Clem, though, going for a Reaper Expand. So we'll see if HeroMarine can get any damage done with this kind of more aggressive opening. Getting that earlier tech. Did GSL do that? I do kind of remember there being a funny tournament where people played off races and stuff. That was a GSL thing. It was so long ago. I vaguely remember it. But that was kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see if HeroMarine... Okay, he has pulled guys off gas now, so he was just mining full for a little bit there. So he might just go straight into the command center once he gets this factory done. And that's what it looks like. Reaper is around looking to get that first hit, but HeroMarine's keeping his Reaper back at home. Factory coming up now, and he's going to go into that reactor to get those double Hellions out. This is generally a pretty safe build from Clem, as long as HeroMarine doesn't get crazy aggressive, but it seems pretty unlikely. And then there's, we of course, as the observer, know it's not really the case, and two Hellions should be able to get out without too much issue. Clem is going to have to pull back up into the main base to wait for them, though. And very smart play so far from our young Terran player. HeroMarine knows the timing and says, all right, those Hellions are about to pop. We're going to just head on out of here. Gets that starport behind this about the exact same time. Look at that lineup. 2 seconds earlier for Clem. The speed on this young Terran. It's going to be a Liberator coming out of Clem, so he's going to be looking to put on, you know, a little bit of pressure. There's a Cyclone here for HeroMarine to help defend that, and HeroMarine's going to go straight for Ravens. Now, we saw HeroMarine play 2 TVTs already today, and in the first series especially, he looked a little careless, like he wasn't fully paying attention. Even in that second series, didn't feel like he was playing full potential HeroMarine. But he's up against Clem, who is, we were just discussing, a top 3 foreign Terran player. So he's going to have to bring his A game for this one. Clem is very good in TVT. Ooh, that Liberator, yeah, needs to get to the high ground and get out of there. And there's a lot of Hellions here. Reaper Grenade's going to hold them off for a little while. There's a tank back at home for HeroMarine, so Clem not going to really be able to push in. Ooh, but he's going to get that Cyclone. That's a nice catch. At the expense of a good amount of Hellions. But if he sent his Liberator back home, he's going to repair it, and he could send that in. Without the Cyclone, going to be a little bit more difficult for HeroMarine to defend. Clem getting that much earlier third CC. Nowhere in sight just yet for HeroMarine. Things settling down a little bit here. As I say that, it looks like HeroMarine wants to push out. Both players supply blocked at 62 for a hot second there. Clem still supply blocked at 62. Alright, there we go. Hellion's coming in trying to pick off some units, but they'll see the move out, and that's the most important thing. Meows indeed. Cyclone gonna get a lock on the tank. Tank trying to pull back. Oh, but that's like half damage on that tank. That's some nice early damage here for Clem. Grabs a Marine as well. Oh, and there's the Liberator. Getting 5 kills, 6 kills. Could just unsiege and come home to help defend. No tank here for Clem. That's going to be a big issue. He's got Magfield on the way. Magfield's not going to help you when you have one Cyclone. All the SCVs coming off the line, but they're getting minced by these tanks. Auto turrets going down for both players. A few more Marines come up to help support. This tank somehow lived, but Clem's going to have to GG, losing 23 workers, and HeroMarine takes game number 1 very quickly. Much more quickly than I expected. I'm just not prepared for that kind of 3-tank, handful of Marine move out. I think if that Lib had been at home, he might have had a better chance of holding that. Damn. There you go. Quick GG. You know, I actually have a Team Liquid poster somewhere. Maybe I should put that on the wall. I don't really have a good place for it anymore, though. It'd be kind of low if I did it right behind me. I could do that, though. Get a little Team Liquid representation. The Team Liquid Fortnite team. Do you need a team? You can just pick up like one person, right? There you go. Liquid Fortnite, the classic. I do know they have some Smash players too. I remember when they picked those guys up. I thought that was cool. Delay 2 minutes. Indeed. Alright, let's hop into game number 2 on Triton. Spawning in the upper left. Mouse Sports HeroMarine. Up 1-0. Against the young French phenom. Liquid Clem. Who's looking to put a barracks in a cheeky spot, maybe? Or potentially just scouting for the barracks. Because I don't think he's going to get up here in time to do anything too cheeky. But maybe a factory? That's very interesting. Oh, this feels like a very late refinery. I mean, I guess it's just barracks and then refinery, but I'm not sure what the plan is with this SCV. It feels like maybe a factory. Or maybe a second barracks. Maybe proxy 1 barracks. Yeah, okay. So this is a 2 racks, but only 1 racks is proxied. So if an SCV scout comes in, or even if a Reaper decides to come in, he's only going to see 1 racks in the main base and think, oh, this is just a normal build. But no, this is full 2 racks. It's going to be a lot of Reapers pressuring HeroMarine before he knows it, but he's going again for the factory before CC, which is a safe build against this 2 racks. And he's even walling off this spot. I have a feeling this is going to be a tough one to pull off for Clem. The other bonus for this is you only have 1 racks out on the map. Oh, is he going to put down a factory, though? No, he doesn't have the second gas. Which means if it is found and killed, something like that, then you still have your racks back at home. You're not losing both your barracks or something, or waiting for them both to float home. SCV is going to partner up with the Reaper to try to get the kill on this first Reaper. Oh, but we got 2 Reapers and the SCV. HeroMarine's going to have to react very quickly. He's not reacting. Taking a lot of damage on this first Reaper. It goes down. Hellion and a Reaper on the way out. CC has been delayed. It might be best to cancel that and just start it on the high ground. Honestly. Yeah, there's the cancel. Oh, and a Reaper goes down. Beautiful micro from Clem. I had a feeling that Clem was going to have a tough time with this, but HeroMarine losing a couple of Reapers already. And this can snowball very quickly for Clem. We have bunkers going down for both players. Offensive bunker and defensive bunker. And HeroMarine just needs to make sure Clem can't get up the ramp. He's chilling up here. Clem, in the meantime, though, went ahead and took an expansion. And he's getting a factory behind this. He is now mining for both gas geysers. HeroMarine loses another Hellion. So far, one SCV went down for Clem. It was the one that built this bunker and this barracks. It's going much better for Clem than I certainly expected it to. Oh my god, the barracks sees that SCV. Another SCV gets taken down. CC delayed even further. Cyclone is out. Cyclone can lock on to the bunker and then pull back and take it out without being damaged. Clem, just land this in the back and build a Marine out of it. Do it. I dare you. Alright, Cyclone's going to go down to try to get that lock on. Reapers could jump out to push this away. Oh my god, they get it. And one Reaper goes down. I thought he was going to save them. I can't believe. That's insane. And meanwhile, back at home, Cyclone coming out, Marines coming out. Starport's getting a tech lab for those Banshees, and a third CC is halfway done. HeroMarine hasn't even taken his natural base yet. And a third CC is halfway done for Clem. Alright, well this tank isn't going to get jumped on by the Reapers, but the Reapers might try to go into the main base. No, they're going to head out. Wise moves. Clem pulling back. I cannot believe that Clem's lost 2 SCVs and a Reaper so far. That's it. That's all he's lost. Look at the resources lost so heavily in Clem's favor this game. And not only that, if we check the income graph, been in Clem's favor for a very long time. Gabe's is shooting up right now just because he just dropped a mule and finally is mining at a normal pace. But Clem is up 4 workers. He's been mining much better the entire time. This Hellion's going to come up and see what Clem has. Won't get the lock on, so the Hellion will get out of there. But it's just going to be Marines right now coming out of Clem. Should see a tank relatively soon as well. Ooh, those Reapers got to be careful. Barracks will burn down soon. But I can't believe this third CC already finished moving into location. And HeroMarines is about to finish and is turning into an orbital, so it's not that far behind. Could be worse. Unit-wise, Clem's composition not nearly as good as HeroMarines, who has 3 tanks out already. They each have a Raven. Clem has a lot more Marines. But in the main fight, it's certainly going to be the tanks that end up taking it. More barracks coming down. Finally have some tanks coming out of Clem. I don't think HeroMarine knows just how many Marines Clem has. He's throwing down more barracks too, so he's going to be getting that Marine production up. Both players going for that Stim 1-1. Clem's 1-1 is actually way ahead of HeroMarines. Combat shields on the way for Clem. Doesn't forget it, like some Terrans I know. And Clem's looking for an attack. He only has 1 siege tank. He's going up against 3. So I don't think this is wise. Hopefully he sends a Reaper in first or something. Yeah, scan there. Oh, I don't know if I like this. He's got Stim. He's using Stim. But Clem's tank goes down, and yeah, I didn't think I liked it, and I didn't like it. I agree. I agree with my previous self. But in the meantime, Clem has just gotten his worker advantage even higher, 58 to 49 at the moment. His supply is quite a bit higher as well, but most of that is in workers. The army supply is 3 different right now. And the upgrades are about to be the same. Once Gabe's combat shields and +1 armor finishes up, it'll be even on upgrades. I'm trying to find a good position, but he again only has 1 siege tank, a really nice anti-armor missile, and these Marines are going straight into the natural, taking advantage of the lack of tanks up here. Marine's gonna pick up and get out of there. Just barely get out in that second medevac. Dropping right next to the tank. Takes out the tank. We'll take out these Marines. Double medevac drop though. Looking to pull HeroMarine back as HeroMarine's going for the counterattack, and I don't blame him. He's got a lot of siege tanks here, and that's going to be really tough for Clem to break with this largely Marine force. He just hasn't been building very many tanks. Bunch of SCVs going down. This third base is in trouble. I think that third orbital is dead. Clem is evacuating his third base already. He says, I don't really want to fight you out there. He's pulling his units back. He might actually just want to come in for a flank. I would not hate that at all. Liberator siege up. Pushing Clem backwards a little bit more. Clem's going to come in for the big flank, hitting on 2 sides at once, but his units are a little bit late to the fight. He's fighting with only half his army right now. And there's no more siege tanks here. I really feel like if he comes in from the back and the front, 3 tanks are on siege right now. Clem, this is your opportunity. No, he's going to siege 2 tanks on the ramp. Gets a nice first volley off, kills 1 of the siege tanks. And he's just biding his time. He's pulling the SCVs. There he goes. Hitting from both sides, spreading, taking out those tanks on the back, taking out the Marines on the front. And Clem will break through. But at a loss, certainly 19 SCVs going down. Granted, he still has his third alive, and HeroMarines is gone. HeroMarine up in the army supply still, but Clem has that +2 finish, and his +2 armor is getting very close as well. Tank count wise, it's actually even at the moment after he killed those 4 tanks of HeroMarine. Tank count is even. There's only 1 tank here for HeroMarine right now though. HeroMarine's just going to straight up tap out because he does not have a third base and Clem does. HeroMarine also has 1 more life. So maybe just feeling like getting out of that game better than just trying to fight it out. That battle was not going to go well for him anyways. Can't blame him there. Clem looking real nice. Clem looking much stronger in that game than game 1. I think he was just caught off guard in game 1 by that attack. I will say I'm a little bit surprised by his lack of siege tanks. That is a little bit surprising. Going very heavy on the Marines. All right, and game number 3 is about to begin, going into Nightshade. And winner of this game moves on to the finals against Petit Drogo. You know, I gotta say, the ESL tournaments had a surprising number of very high-level players today. I wasn't expecting so many good players. With IEM going on, kind of expected people to maybe take a break post-IEM. Nope, more into it than they ever have been. And we had a lot of good players in here today. And we have 2 of them in this game. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner is Mouse Sports HeroMarine. And in the lower right, for Team Liquid, it is Clem. See what kind of starts these guys are going for so far. Perfectly mirrored, going gas before racks. So not going to be a 2 racks out of Clem this time. He did a surprising amount of damage with that 2 racks last game. Ooh, but the cheeky Maka racks, which is the proxy racks that's actually just right next to your base, but your opponent probably won't scout it. But there's no SCV scout from HeroMarine, at least for the time being. We'll see if he sends one across eventually, but may not be too useful having this barracks hidden over here. Once again, HeroMarine going for the double gas, so he really favors this factory before CC opening. Clem is going to go for it as well. It's not too surprising. It's pretty standard in TVT, to be honest with you. I'd say it's more standard than Reaper Expand, but a lot of times we see two different builds, but not this game. This game, we got pretty much the same builds, except Clem is skipping the first Reaper. That's pretty noticeable. He's instead going to go into double Hellion production, which is really weird. Now, HeroMarine is very likely to play conservative with his Reaper and not send it across the map. Why would you? And usually you just keep it at home, which means it's not going to be an issue. Oh, he's going double Reaper. Oh, Clem. Oh, this is so weird. So he's going to end up with a lot of Reapers out very quickly. Starport going up immediately as well. How does the gas work for this build? Is he going to be able to build 2 more Reapers? Oh, he's got 1 queued up already. Ooh, he's so close. Second Hellion coming out. Oh, perfect timing. Damn, I mean, of course his build is going to be absolutely perfect. The margins are so small. HeroMarine moving across with 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Currently, that's all that's here for Clem, so they're pretty much dead even. All comes down to the first engagement. Second Hellion pops out. Trading a Hellion for a Reaper so far. Kind of is what it is. Reapers might get caught here. Yeah, one of them goes down. Second one going to take a lot of damage, and that's going to go down as well. And all of a sudden, HeroMarine's in some trouble. As 2 more Reapers move across the map and another Hellion pops out. This Cyclone, I mean, sure, Cyclones are good, but how good really? Not that good against Reapers. And Clem playing very aggressive this game. Is he going to try to jump up, though? He only has 3 Reapers down here at the moment. Well, he doesn't have to jump up if HeroMarine comes down to face him. It's still a dangerous battle for Clem. He can't just straight up win or anything. Oh, but he's going to medevac. Picking up and breaking the lock-ons is actually so strong here. Can't pick up his own medevac, though. And there's nothing that shoots up, so this medevac has to get out of here or die to a Viking and a Cyclone. This CC is like 1 second from finishing, if even that. Well, Clem putting on a lot of aggression, but doesn't look like it's going to do all that much. Just kind of trading out here. Does bring the medevac back home. I think that's a good call. And is now going for the Raven. Tank, couple Marines. He's got his natural base all set up. I'm a little bit behind on workers because, well, it's focused on aggression. But all things considered, I'd call this a very even game. HeroMarine does have a tank out earlier, but we saw last game Clem doesn't really care about having the tank advantage. Cyclone looking for these Reapers and Hellions, but not going to find them. And so far, HeroMarine just sticking on the 1-1-1 production. Nothing crazy. Marines, siege tanks, getting out a Raven now. I believe Clem already has a Raven. He does indeed. Going for double Vikings now. Clem has a 3rd base coming up. Actually, both players dropping that 3rd CC. And now going to go into more barracks. HeroMarine going to be playing that biotank as expected. No sign yet out of Clem what he's going to be going for, but I imagine it's going to be Marines. He does have the tech lab on that barrack, so he could start up stim at any point. Siege tank ensuring that nothing cheeky happens at the front. There's that stim. More barracks coming up. We still have no other production here out of Clem. Literally just sticking on 1-1-1 production. Who needs anything more than that? Well, post this army, you probably are going to want more than that. Cyclone does not get too far forward. It was close. A couple more feet and I would have been blasted. Blasted by 3 tanks. Cyclone will go down now, though. Gets a lock on, but dies before anything useful happens. There's 4 siege tanks here. Clem, though, has 3 tanks this time. So this is no joke. This isn't just a handful of Marines coming in. This is the real deal. Interference matrices. 1 tank takes it out. Grabs another tank. Moves forward. Ooh. Trading some tank blows here. Doesn't quite have the range to grab this tank, and no more energy. Tanks are unsieged. HeroMarine choosing this time to move on in. I think that's a very smart decision. Interference matrix on one of these tanks. The rest of these units got to get out of here. Not much survives. 2 landed Vikings and a medevac survive. And Clem's in a bit of trouble. He's down 30 supply. Some of that's workers, but a lot of that is army. And HeroMarine's moving across the map. He's checking for a 3rd base, and while Clem has had this orbital for a while, he hasn't landed it yet. He's gonna try to hold back at home. He's got 2 siege tanks. HeroMarine doesn't care. He's moving right on in. Are these tanks gonna siege? There goes the siege up. 6 SCVs going down so far. And a Viking landing in the back line to do extra damage. Clem's just gonna tap out. GG. And HeroMarine takes the 2-1. 2 quick games there for HeroMarine.